welcome back to Watching Business Morning here on Channels Television. Transportation is a major topic of discussion in Nigeria at this time since the removal of the petrol subsidy, and we see what has happened to cost of transportation, how much you used to fill your car. If you're taking public transport, you also feel the pinch. So we have this company that says that they do have a solution they're preferring. Well, I don't know about it. We have Timothy Oladimeji. He's the business development representative in Nigeria of Indrive. Good morning, Timothy. Good to have you here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So I must say, this is a very good strategy for you because, you know, everybody's eyes is on food and transportation.
Right.
So talking about transport now, everybody will be, well, almost everybody will be interested. What do you have to offer at Indrive?
Basically, freedom, transparency, and the opportunity to actually negotiate your fare. In the economic downturn, it's understandable that people are looking for ways to reduce their cost of living and also maintain the standard of living. And on the transportation, because we're not just a mobility company, actually, we call ourselves a people-driven company. And how do we deliver these things that I've mentioned, which is the fairness and the freedom? It's by giving you the opportunity to actually choose how you want to ride. I mean, primarily, we give you the opportunity to negotiate how you want to take a trip for. It's not compulsory. You take it at the amounts that the algorithm or the app is giving you. You need to look at your pocket. How much is it costing me to actually go to this place? And look at what you can save or what exactly you're losing by not, taking that trip, all right? So that's what we give. We give you the opportunity to actually choose how much you're going for a trip. And if you're comfortable with it, you go for it. Also on the driver's end as well, we give the driver the opportunity to actually look at, is this a profitable trip for me? I mean, much later I'm going to share the story of how I got here and what a use case of how Indrive actually satisfies both the driver.
Maybe you should tell us now. We're curious, especially when you mention price, and then you also talk about maintaining our standard of living. Those are like two opposite sides at this time. If you want to maintain your level of living, you have to pay more. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
I mean,
it's the golden middle, all right? Our model is a peer-to-peer platform. We are not the usual taxi company, all right? We basically connect someone who needs a service with someone who is offering. Then we bring ourselves out and let you deal. This is where the negotiation comes in. So I was coming from Ogudu, and I needed to get here, all right? The first person I got said, oh, he couldn't go, traffic. It was going to cost him a whole lot to come. The second person I got said, oh, traffic, he was not going to go. By the time I got the third person, I called him and explained the situation. I needed to get to this place. The opportunity cost of not making this place was higher than the cost, and he agreed and he delivered excellent service. Now, on the flip side, which is where I need to save, right? I offer a trip for 2,005, and I get someone offering 3,035, right, as a passenger, right? I can choose to either go with the 3,000 depending on the urgency of the trip, or decide to save if it's not so urgent. So it basically gives me the opportunity to actually choose in terms of, all right, spending more to actually make it make sense, or reducing the cost to, save more money. So it's basically the freedom to choose that we're giving you.
So this, you're talking about private car owners or commercial car owners?
We play in the ride-hailing space, which is very popular with competitors in the ride-hailing space, but our model is just different, which basically gives you the opportunity to negotiate, as I've said earlier. But there are three things that we have been able to embed in our system, which is transparency, fairness, and freedom. So I'll explain transparency, for example. Now, when I was coming, there was traffic, and that's the reason why the drivers were not very eager, to take the trip, because it was not going to pay them. But at the end of the day, for a passenger, how much you offer to pay at the start of the trip is what you pay at the end. So you're not bothered that, oh, I'm going to spend about 1 hour in traffic and the cost is going to increase. No, that is taken out.
But isn't that a disadvantage to the driver?
Now, that is where it gets sweeter, right? The driver makes a well-informed decision about the trip before he accepts. Now, if he sees the trip and he says, oh, 3.5, and he's not okay with it, he can raise it because I got a raise. All right, he offered me a counter off, and I was
Where does
okay
he get that information? Because I thought the hailing cabs, everybody goes to the GPS, and that's where you get information about traffic.
There's a recommended price, and you also see the distance from where you're going to. You see the destination, which is not very popular on other ride-hailing platform. For the driver, so I'll take it from the driver's side. A driver sees how long it's going to take him to pick the person, how long it's going to move from point A, which is the person's picking point, to the destination, which is here. And after that, he's able to estimate, because he's an expert, he's been doing this every time. He knows what the traffic time is going to be like, and he then makes a decision that, oh, this trip that this customer is giving me for 3.5, nah, it's not good for 3.5. I think 4.5 will be okay. So he's able to make a counter offer, which either by my urgency or not, I'm able to, either accept or reject. So it's just the opportunity to negotiate and choose that you have. Now, on the other side for the driver, he has the opportunity to actually make more, because we offer the least commission in the market at 9.9%. So that is how we are able to deliver that fairness to the driver. Yes, it
9.9, almost 10 at the edge.
Right? I mean, every little drop counts at this point,
every
right?
cover means something.
So we are able to transfer that low cost of operation, because fuel is its cost of operation, right? Cost of maintenance is cost of operation, as well as the commission it pays to us as a ride-hailing platform is the cost of operation. But because we're able to lower it at more than half compared to other players, it gives me the opportunity to save more. And I, as a passenger, I also enjoy excellent service delivery. If a driver is coming to me at the price that he feels is okay, for sure, he's going to do everything to satisfy me. He's not going to come grudgingly or grumbling like, oh, I'm not enjoying this trip. I'm paying about double commission to do this trip, and I don't enjoy the service. It probably gets me stuck in traffic like, well, I don't care. I mean, you're not paying me well, so why should I deliver? But we're able to look at everything that touches everyone. On the driver's side, low commission, opportunity to actually choose where you want to go. The first two drivers that I spoke to, they were okay. They were like, no, I don't want to go to this place. And they had the freedom to do that because it wasn't making economic sense to them. So everybody needs to make well-informed decisions, and that's what we're offering. Right. On my side, I was able to choose from the drivers that were available, because you don't just get one driver assigned to you. Get us up to 5 to 6 drivers. You see who is closer to you, who is offering the exact price you're offering, or who is offering even more. So the difference could be, someone that is close to you might be offering a bit more, or you might be lucky he's offering exactly what you're offering. So you make a well-informed decision as to the cost you're paying. So there's a golden middle there. You're paying the cost for the standard you're actually looking out for. So it's just providing more information for the users to make a well-informed decision.
So that's like what you are doing as the middleman here.
Yes.
But so let's know the drivers exactly. Do you have an app? Do you recruit them? Do you, how do you start this? How, if I wanted to participate, either as a driver or as a passenger, how do I get into the flow?
Thank you for the question. We've been here for 4 years, and we've been on ground. Even in our expansion, we have our agents who interact with this driver. Consumer education is a core thing that we do for the driver. So I'll start with the driver's part. I will go to hotspots where we find these drivers. I'll introduce the app to them. They can download it easily on the App Store.
That's the Indrive app.
The Indrive app on the App Store for iOS, and on the Play Store for Android. Download it. It's an easy-to-use app, expressly user-friendly. It is the same app that is used for passenger and as for drivers. All right, so you just have a button that switches you from passenger mode to driver mode, and you go through the onboarding process. Very easy. Upload your papers, upload the government requested documents, and we verify the authenticity of these things over 24 hours, and then you're ready to start working as a driver. We also have, so we embedded transparency in our system, apart from the fact that what you pay at the start of the trip is what you pay at the end. We let every member of the community contribute to the transparency of drivers and passengers. So when you finish a trip, for example, you see ratings. You see, rate your driver. The popular thing is average rating that the driver has. But on our app, we let you see up to 20 to 30 ratings of the driver from past users. So you're able to know, the type of driver that is coming to pick me. This is what the last 20 customers have said about him. So you're either feeling confident about him or gearing up for maybe some sort of aggressive driver. I mean, it's the human factor that you cannot take out of business. So all these things are things that we embed in our system. So that's for driver, onboarding process. And for passenger as well, it's as simple as the driver's process. Download the app, onboard yourself through the simple onboarding process, and you can decide to move from point A to point B easily with a couple of clicks on our platform.
But, you know, verifying the driver within 24 hours, the issue of security has been great concern. We've heard a lot of disturbing stories, you know, with the hailing cab and all of that. So how do you assure your passengers that indeed your drivers are people that are trustworthy?
Beautiful, thank you for that. The verification process requires them putting in every government required document, all right, which, you know, gives links to them, all right. And also in terms of security, we have our security feature, which allows you not only share your location, which is very popular, but also direct access to the necessary security agencies in Nigeria. In the different states, there are obviously different security outfits, and these modules are put per state. So for Lagos, you have the 767 number. You can dial it directly on our app, and you get response quickly. And as for the verification that you've mentioned, the documents are the standard practice requested in the system. And, you know, we have a very thorough verifying process, so much that we find out drivers who do fraud, like bring in a fake license, we can get you easily. And once you're found out, you're banned for life from the system. All right. Also, we have a system that punishes people who misbehave. So, for example, our drivers who get bad reviews, they get blocked for a certain time because, for example, if you send them a message that, oh, you were flagged for doing XYZ, the driver might just say, oh, this is a message. How many people open messages? But when you're blocked from the means of getting money, it calls your attention to it like, oh, I did something wrong. You need to respond to it, right? And then once you respond, you're allowed back on the system. But if it continues over time, the likelihood of being banned for life is very high. So this proactive system and reactive systems are things we've put in place for the security concerns on our platform.
What about the quality of the car? You take some of this, I mean, you're paying for this service, so you expect that. You're sitting in a comfortable car,
Absolutely.
nice atmosphere,
Ambience,
good
yes.
music, if at all, you know.
Yes.
But sometimes you get in some of those cars and you're hearing the sound of the car and you're like, oh God. So how do you handle that?
Well, first of all, I'll start from, because I said we are very proactive, we run on data for some of the things that we do, a lot, if not everything that we do. So we have a module that allows you some sort of luxury. It's called the comfort module. You get the best of the best from that module.
And pay for the best of the best.
Well, I mean, cost, as you mentioned earlier, the cost and the standard of living there has to be a correlation. So the comfort module allows you select cars from 2012 model upward, all right? And we have those cars in abundance on our platform. Now, on the other side is the community approach that we have on our platform. That is why you can see about 20 to 30 feedbacks of former customers. So that's why we admonish our users to always give feedbacks about their driver. Does he have a good car? State it there. Let it be known. By the time we have reviews, we do like an overall review. We definitely reach out to drivers that don't have these standards, and then they do the needful. So it's, as I said, it's a peer-to-peer platform, connecting people who need the service, people who offer the service. But then again, we create the enabling environment with measures like negotiating, with measures like feedback, with measures like security, and, you know, just user-friendly methods to ensure that the environment is very good for them to operate.
Then, so is it just intra-city? Do you do inter? Where are you? Where do you work?
I'm going to go over the different modules that we have. All right, the first one is the intra-city. So you're moving from somewhere in Lagos, you're moving from, say, Ogudu to VI, just within Lagos. That is the intra-city. And we have this module in the 4 cities that we are presently operating, and we are going to have them in
Where are the 4 cities?
The 4 cities, Lagos, Ibadan, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is the latest. Abuja and Ibadan were launched earlier this year, and they're doing beautifully well. And Lagos is our
obviously the commercial capital,
city, right, which we've been here for 4 years, and we've been enjoying very, very good patronage in the 4 years that we've been. So you have the intra-city, takes you within the city. Now we have the intercity. Because we have a very strong network in Lagos, you can easily order for a cab from Lagos to Ibadan. So that's the intercity. It's only available within these 2 locations at the moment. And then the next one is the courier service. So our statistics show us that a lot of businesses, small businesses, so this is one way we affect the economy as well, providing infrastructures for businesses to be able to scale and do their business with ease. Courier services helps you deliver things weighing up to 20 kg within Lagos. The model is only available in Lagos. Then we noticed that people started delivering things more than 20 kg, right? And we introduced the freight option. So with the freight option, you can deliver items weighing between 20 kg to 1.2 tons on our platform. In a couple of clicks, you get orders, you get responses, and can also negotiate in such instances. Then we have the comfort module, which I mentioned earlier, which allows you pick very comfortable cars ranging from 2012 on board. So those are the modules that we have on our platform.
All right, thank you so much for letting us in your business, even though we know you want our money. But you're also offering comforts.
Yeah,
all right. Thank you so much. Timothy Oladimeji, Business Development Representative of Indrive in Nigeria. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right, now let's take a breather. When we come back, it will be Apex time.